Welcome to Is It Real News. Uh, Again, if you, I'm emotionally kind of off balance or discombobulated. I'm just sick of this racist thing. And the media, CNN, Fox, and all the media outlet is not doing anything to put the fire out. All they're doing is throwing more wood on the fire. That's basically all they're doing is throwing more, creating things that reflects friction and hardship and disappointment, and going back and finding movies that reflect discrimination, going back into the 60s. And I'm sick of CNN and the rest of the media outlet getting people with all kind of degrees. The world is in this problem, in the fix, because people with degrees. No one's sitting with a GED making laws and legislation and making decisions about our country with a GED. Dropped out of high school. Then is the people with the degrees have screwed this country up. Now, I'm not going against education, but you keep bringing people on your shows with degrees who is all of a sudden seem like they supposed to have a solution. If they had a solution, we wouldn't be in this situation now. So you need to find someone else that can actually help put the fire out or reduce the flames. And my question is, this racist thing has gone too far. And we keep it burning. You want to keep it burning. You got to remember CNN and Fox and all the other news stations, they are business. They're in business to make money. They're in business to keep their ratings up. And they're going to do anything they can to keep their ratings up because they are a business. Don't be gullible for everything you hear. Let's talk about, again, George. I don't think the situation may have been racist, but I don't think it's been proven that the police officer was racist. He made a bad choice, a wrong decision how to handle that situation. That's it. We turn it into a racist battle. Have police officers abused black or Negroes or African Americans from the beginning of time? This problem has exists since Africans came to this country. Is this problem going to continue to exist? Yes. But we can do things to reduce it. We can do things to take measurement to protect ourselves. And one of the things we can do is when a police officer approaches you, what do? Please do not become combative. If it's necessary, the moment they approach you, get down on your knees, put your fingers locked behind your head. That's a time and place for everything. That's a time to become a bad boy. That's a time to fight. That's a time to surrender. That's a time to stand up. That's a time for everything. That's not a time to reach for your cell phone or reach for your hair comb or your brush or call your mama or dad. That's not the time. You're not fighting a policeman. You're fighting a police force. Understand that. Do not run from a policeman. Do not try to evade a policeman. If you got a weapon, surrender it immediately. Tell the officer you have one. Please, self-preservation starts with you. And even if somehow or another, if they win a wrongful lawsuit, you don't enjoy a dime, you're dead. Understand that. If the officer is wrong, excessive force, murder, charged with murder, killing you, you're dead. Your family member's going to take the money they win in a lawsuit and go on with life while you're dead. A bad boy, bad girl, dead. So we need to have agencies, the Urban League and the NC and the NAACP and SCLC and other organizations that run around talking about Black Lives Matter. Train the youth, train individuals what to do when a police officer approaches you. How to help increase your chance of not being harmed. These protesting and all this mess here, it's not going to help save lives. You're going to have bigotry, hatred, prejudice in this country as long as it exists. You're going to have Nazis, skinhead, you name it, Ku Klux Klansmen. You're going to have them in this country as long as it exists. What can you do to help preserve your life when a police officer approaches you? That's what I want you to think about. Not think about trying to be, it's another white officer. What, you going to shoot me too? It's not the time to get aggressive thinking. It's the time to think about how you can preserve your life. And anything wrong, you get a chance to file a complaint against this officer. You get a chance to write a complaint, get a hold of your lawyers, get a hold whoever you need to get a hold of, whatever legal process you need to initiate. You get an opportunity to do that. You survive that arrest. I plead with you, because I know all your headliners, okay, your people who have the platform, who have the stadium, Oprah, Steve Harvey, DLC, Kev, none of these people is going to tell you what to do when a police officer approaches you. They're not. They're rich, and they're going to stay rich while you stay poor and die in the streets. That's going to be it. They're going to protect their career. They're going to protect their livelihood. They're going to protect their income while you still struggling to survive day to day. All these individuals who have a platform, who have a voice, can help you and teach you and form agencies and organizations to show you what to do when a police officer approaches you. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, I could be mistaken. It haven't happened so far. I mean on a national scale. And so these television media networks can stop throwing the same wood, the same thing on the fire. Cooper and Don, and they get up, they say the same thing. Can you imagine telling your child every day the wrongs of life, telling them the wrongs that they do every single day? Then you bring in the neighbors and your pastor and other people, and they repeat the same thing to your child, the wrongs. Where do you think this is going mentally? They don't care. All they want is the ratings. Can you imagine telling your child every day about the wrongs? That's it. You mentally talk to a clinician or psychiatrist or caseworker. Just ask, inquire. If you every single day you get your child up and tell them about the wrongs of life, see where they grow mentally. See how their mind develop. I plead with you. I plead with you, please. Find some other outlet other than the news outlet, the major network news, because all they're doing is telling you about the wrongs. And all they're going to do is create friction. And all they're going to do is cause more harm and hurt and pain. We need to eliminate the language. We're using the same language we used 100 years ago, black and white. Why do we still need a White House 100 years later? Why can't it be the presidential home or some other name that separate us as a race? How is it that I can get on the stage as a comedian to use the N-word, and my best friend, who is a white comedian, can't get on the stage and say the same thing I say? And the only reason he can't say it because it cut of his skin. It's racism. We keeping it alive. We working more hard to keep racism alive than to put it out, to stamp it out. Then we want to celebrate Martin Luther King when he clearly said, someday we will not be judged by the color of our skin, but the content of my heart. White comedians can't get on stage and use the N-word all because of the color of their skin, not the content of their heart. And somehow none of the African-American media is comfortable with this. They are comfortable. I'm quite sure some of their friends are what you call white comedians, which I call PA. Because I ain't never met a white person in my life. defining the color white. I never seen no human being look like that. We're still using it. We need to stop calling a black man just robbed the store. A dark color, dark complexion man, white shoes, red jacket, blue cap, suspect leaving the scene. Not a black man. The moment you said black man regarding a criminal action, you look at every black man there is. I was in court one day and the African American gentleman was standing up and he used some vulgarity, and the judge said, "You would not bring that vulgarity up in our courtroom." The black man, the African American, looked at the judge and said, "I didn't bring nobody with me." Everyone in the courtroom looked at me. I don't know him. And he don't know me. I wasn't there to represent him. I'm saying to you that when we throw out words like black man, we're going to look at every black man walk by. Why not a dark complexion and describe what the individual have on? We're looking for a light-skinned man. Blue cap, yellow jacket, tan shoes. We're using the same language that we used back in 1868. Have not changed. It's language that separates us by race. All right, it's the real news. I'm a little emotional over this because I'm sick of this racist thing, because there are companies and agencies and news outlets keeping it alive simply for rating. We are human beings, and there's always going to be wrong. Ever since Cain and Abel, there's always going to be wrong on this planet. There's always going to be people going to hate you because you're too fat, too skinny, because of your position, the color of your skin. That's going to be hatred and bigotry and prejudice in this country as long as it exists. Greed. As long as this country exists, the wrong is going to exist. How do we minimize it? We can't eliminate evil. We can't eliminate wrong, but we can reduce it. We can minimize it. And there's actions we can take to make sure that happens. All right, is it real news? You determine that. Remember, if nothing said made sense, click go on. Just keep going. Don't waste your time talking about negatives and insufficient things that are not going to help you, advance you, improve you, make you better regarding what you want out of life. Skip it. Create a conversation about the old Negro hymn, "We shall overcome." Overcome within us. Overcome debt. Overcome hatred. Overcome malice. These things we need to overcome. And there's systems and agencies and people out there can help you to overcome the things that are hurting you. There's nothing more powerful than what come out of your mouth. Remember that. There's nothing more powerful than what will come out of your mouth. All right, where you're headed should always be greater than where you've been. Is it real news? You determine that. God bless.